We are online, we are on live chat on the website, and please write in, ask us some questions. Steve, I've already got some questions. People have been busy on Facebook this morning.
Oh gosh.
And just to explain, you're in Melbourne for the Melbourne International Brass Festival.
Yes, I've been here since Monday. I've been in Australia for nearly 3 weeks, and this is my last day. I'm going home at midnight tonight, so it's the grand finale.
The grand finale. What's happening today?
Well, in about half an hour, I have a recital here in this beautiful hall at the headquarters of the Melbourne Festival of Brass. And I have a recital accompanied. A lot of people will have seen this wonderful piano player this week, Kasia Wiedczorek from Poland, who lives in Germany. And she's absolutely amazing. It's the first time, we've known each other for years, but actually today is the first time we play together. And rehearsals, when we're not laughing, have been absolutely amazing.
That's a good sign. If you can.
I'm a little bit worried in a few places because we've laughed so much through certain bits, and of course nobody knows where they are. I've got a real horrible worry that we're going to burst into fits of laughter in the most serious thing, and nobody's going to know why.
Well, you're actually incredibly cool, because if you have a recital now, it's in what, in 20 minutes, half an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
Which is going to be, by the way, dear viewers, it's going to be live streamed on www.brassband.com. The wonderful Tim Kelly is going to live stream this concert. He's done it all week with all the other fantastic concerts. So you can stay online and watch Steve dissolve into fits of laughter with his wonderful accompanist.
Well, I hope not. No, I think we're going to hold it together. We've had a chat about this. So.
I like that. We like it when things like that happen. It makes the music more personal.
Well, look, no, I don't think there's going to be laughter, but it's certainly not going to be a really stuffy recital because it's the end of the week. People have had so many concerts here, and the music. There's one fairly serious original piece called Three Expeditions, and the rest are a mixture of really fun pieces, really crazy virtuosic pieces, and one of my favorite ever slow pieces, the Kol Nidrai by Max Bruch.
That's not a euphonium piece?
No. Well, you'll have to just suspend reality for about 9 minutes.
If Bruch if he'd heard this, he would have written it for. If he'd heard the euphonium, he would have written it for euphonium, don't you think?
Thank you, Sarah. Well, I say that about most arrangements that I play, but
you have to. There isn't anything else.
Oh, stop it! I haven't got long enough to correct that comment.
We'll do that in another interview.
Yeah.
Another interview. So, Steve, one thing I wanted to ask you is your Air Miles account through the roof?
You know, it should be. It should be. I don't really look, and because I travel so many different airlines, and I don't know. I have to check, really. I don't get offered lots of free flights, and I don't get many upgrades. I think they look at me and think, there's a guy with short legs, he doesn't need extra room, so we'll put him at the back. And I'm sitting next to people whose legs are crushing the seats in front. And I thank God every day that I'm not the tallest person in the world. It's fine for traveling.
If anyone's listening, what airline are you flying on tonight? Qantas?
Singapore Airlines.
Singapore. If anyone's listening from Singapore Airlines, please upgrade this man. Even if he has short legs, he still needs his space.
It's 5 past midnight to Singapore, and then about 9 something in the morning from Singapore to London.
Okay, well, I hope you get an upgrade. Will you write in and tell us?
Sarah, that's a great thought. Do you think someone from Singapore Airlines is watching this? If they are...
we will do our best to get this word out there.
Great idea.
What about euphonium? Do you take it as hand luggage?
I do, yeah. I've done it for many, many years. I've had a few close scrapes sometimes where a stewardess is adamant that it's too long.
So what would you advise all euphonium players that are watching right now that have problems taking their euphonium on planes?
Easy. You need a gig bag and a smile.
And a smile, okay.
Yeah.
And you need to, I heard an interview with you where you said that, that when they say, will you play something, it was somebody's birthday, and you did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the funny comment is they always say, well, do you actually play it? So, like, you carry this around for no reason. Just so you could take it on a plane, to say you got it on a plane. No, I love playing, and I love every opportunity. It seems a bit weird sometimes to play at airport security, You know, but I've done it in a few places, and I've done it on planes.
Maybe if you played in check-in, at check-in you'd get an upgrade.
Maybe. What, just randomly? Hey, by the way, if I play you a tune, I don't think it works like that, Sarah. Come on, you're well-traveled. Do members of the Berlin? Hang on, members of the Berlin Phil always travel first class? No, I forgot. What a redundant question.
That's not true. Only if we have our own plane.
It's getting worse. Which is very rarely, obviously. Usually it's the Berlin Phil Airbus 380, I'm sure. No,
no one's offered us a 380 yet, so that will be my next, but never mind, let's not start that.
You go to Singapore.
Singapore, that's right.
It's always always the 380. Now, you know, to be honest, it's not the bit of my gig that I like the best. Traveling with the instrument at check-in, through security, getting on the plane, worrying that someone's going to crush the instrument. But I still think I have it easier than tuba players who have to check their instruments in.
Yeah, but the tuba players are very laid back. There's nothing they can do about it. They have to send their instruments.
Exactly, but then they don't know sometimes whether they're going to get charged hundreds of euro excess baggage, or whether it's going to get damaged or not. At least I know it's not going to get damaged. So.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You know, it's my baby. It's my baby. Look the way I'm holding it. You know.
That's your baby. Oh.
So you have to take care.
Does he have a name?
Don't be silly.
Is he male or female?
I don't think about things like that. It's beyond. It's beyond that.
Moving swiftly along. Mouthpieces. No, Steve, you don't mind the traveling. It's part of what you do, and you are an absolute ambassador. You are Dr. Euphonium, Mr. Euphonium. There is no better known euphonium player in the world than you, if I may say so.
Well, Sarah, you're very kind. I've been doing it for a long time. I've been traveling really, something like this schedule for about 25 years. I turned 50 this year, and it was a chance to kind of look back and think, you know, why the hell am I doing this? Well, the answer is a very simple answer, is that I love it. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing, otherwise I'd probably be doing it. Just how long I can keep it up, I don't know. Honestly, if I could do 10 more years of traveling, you know, and play to the highest level, I'd be absolutely thrilled. But it's not, you know.
Are you waiting for someone to, do you think when it's that far, I always ask myself this question, will I know when it's time to stop?
Yeah, I definitely will.
Oh, someone called Anne has written in and said hi to Steve and Sarah. So hello to Anne. Thank you for watching. And Giuseppe has asked a question. Why haven't you played with the Berlin Phil yet?
I think my fees are too expensive. No, just kidding. Because I'm still waiting for the invite, Sarah. Maybe this is my in.
I'll see what I can do.
No, I love playing with orchestra, and you know, to play with a great orchestra is just one of life's greatest thrills as a euphonium player. And we have some really fabulous literature now. Not all arrangements, Sarah. So who knows?
I'm sure Mozart would have written a euphonium concerto.
He did, but he inadvertently called it a bassoon concerto just to get it published.
Oh, right, okay. But what pieces would you play with the symphony orchestra? What would be, if the Berlin Phil calls up and says you can do any concerto you want, what would you choose?
Oh my goodness me. It depends if it was one of the really kind of serious concerts or whether it was a pops concert, but most of your ones are pretty serious. So, I have a list of 2 or 3 actually that I would probably offer. The Euphonium Concerto by Jukka Linkola is really extraordinary. Norwegian composer. The big Hallows Concerto by Rolf Rudin. I played with the Stuttgart Orchestra. It's great. There's a new one by Robert Grollo from Belgium, which is fabulous, with symphony orchestra. And they kind of break the mold from the things you'd expect euphonium players to do, as you always mimic, that I'm always going... There's a bit of that, but not all the time.
When you look you up on YouTube, all you hear is you hear the most amazing virtuosic stuff. It's just incredible how fast a euphonium can play. We horn players couldn't dream of it.
See, what you have to remember is that the artists never post that stuff up on YouTube. Other people choose to do it, and if they're more fascinated by a billion notes per minute, then they'll do that rather than something beautifully slow or something different. But, you know, YouTube is a minefield, and now every time I play a concert and you see 7 or 8 mobile phones being held up in the air, you know that probably within 3 or 4 hours it's going to be on YouTube. So it's a bit of a pressure. I mean, you can't like it or dislike it. It's almost a way of life these days.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing, you can't go anywhere without a mobile phone being held in, or many of them. You'll probably have it today as well, but it'll be live stremed, your recital.
So there's no need for them to do that. Well, they'll be there anyway. But
yeah, they can all watch it. So what is it you actually prefer doing most? Concerts with symphony orchestras? You come from a brass band background. You record all the time. I mean, do you have something where you think, yes, that's where you feel it most at home?
Honestly, Sarah, I love the variety. I mean, today, to get a chance to play a really big recital with a fabulous pianist like Kasia is great. Playing with a big wind orchestra and a beautifully tuned wind orchestra is a great pleasure. Playing with one of the top brass bands is such an organic kind of massive experience because of the nature of sound. I love playing with strings. I love playing with symphony orchestra. And during the summer, I did some recitals just with electronics. So it's actually the variety that I love. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So long as it's done well, then it's fine.
What did you do with electronics? Tell me.
Well, I've got over the last few years, I've been collecting pieces with electronics, and then I was spurred on by a couple of new pieces that fell into my lap, which I thought were great. There's a piece called Hummingbird by the American composer Stephen Bryant, a piece called Jet A, which is about basically jumping out of an aeroplane with a parachute, by Pete Meekin.
Like a concert.
Yeah, I did a Gershwin set at the Milan fashion show, actually on the catwalk for a fashion company about 5 years ago. So I've been doing this 20-minute Gershwin set with electronic backing. I'll have to show you that.
Can I see that on YouTube, or is that?
I'll show you that sometime.
I'd love to see
Probably.
That.
Yeah, it was with a fashion company called Roberto Di Camerino, Italian company. And they got me playing on the catwalk, to Gershwin, playing live with beautiful models walking up and down. So those that heard my summer concerts will have heard this, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I wish I could have seen that. Can we see it on YouTube anywhere?
Well, I'm not sure whether the fashion house still have that. I mean, because they're always working on their latest shows. But if you look at the Roberto Di Camerino website, they may still have some archive shows there, yeah.
Got some more people saying hello to you, but mostly horn players. Ha 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 ha! Horn players are.
They just come to see. They just come to see you, and they go, "Who's that bald guy?"
I want to know where all your fans are, but we'll put this up so that all your fans can see you chatting. I guess I should take it a little bit more seriously, because actually seeing you, we haven't seen each other for ages. We played together in June in Singapore, and before that in Italy. But just seeing you, I'm more tempted to treat this as a Skype call and just catch up. But I guess we should ask some euphonium questions.
Well, I think most of my euphonium pals have set their alarm clock for 1 minute before the recital, because most of them are in Europe and sleeping. But I know there's a lot of Japanese players, so hello to them. I've even heard of a few American enthusiasts that are staying up. It's like 3 in the morning there. So if they happen to be tuning in, a really big hello to them.
They should be. And we're going to be watching. Jakob, who's here helping me, he and I are going to have breakfast to your concert. Because it's very early here. We're in the Digital Concert Hall office here, because no one who's going to let us in at this time of the morning.
Are you on with the orchestra today?
No, the orchestra's playing in Istanbul tonight. But I'm with Stefan Dorr. We're off to Moscow tomorrow to play the Concertstück.
Wow, very good.
You could arrange that for 4 euphoniums, really.
It's probably been done. It's probably been done.
It probably has. Somebody wanted to know a question. Do you practice all the time with practice mutes in hotel rooms?
When I have to. If I was in a hotel room where I could get away with not practicing, I'd probably just use it a little bit for a specific reason and then play open. And I've been quite lucky this week that we've had some apartments provided with all like-minded brass people around. So, yeah, there are some hotels where I have to keep the mute in all the time.
And is it your mute? You design all these mutes, don't you? Show me. Oh, it's a red mute.
Now there's a perfect opportunity for a little. No, people think you fed me that question. So that's my travel mute. I don't know if you can hear the difference on the internet, but it's
certainly can. You
about
certainly
70
can.
decibels difference.
That's very impressive. I think it's immediately made the picture buzz because of all the action.
Well, there's no chance for the recital.
and you design. Can you design me one, please, for the horn?
I'm sure you've got one, Sarah.
I have, but it's not. I mean, it's okay, but I want a red one.
I don't think a Stephen Mead French horn mute is going to sell to anybody. I mean, even you'll want a free one. So. Yeah,
of course. Of course. But your internet site, euphonium.net, it's like an ode to the euphonium, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's undergoing a bit of a renovation. Within 2 weeks, it's going to have a completely new look. But yeah, that's fun. And I've got a web store, euphoniumstore.net. Which is an outlet for a lot of the recordings, and we're doing digital downloads from about 2 weeks from now. So that's be another way for people to get hold of recordings. They're already on YouTube, on iTunes and stuff like that, but should work out a little bit cheaper.
I mean, the whole musical industry has changed totally with the internet, and you do so many recordings. Is it a worry for you that everyone can sort of get hold and pirate and all the rest of it?
Well, the alternative is just not make recordings. I mean, to some extent, you're in the hands of the industry regulating itself, and you hope that places like Spotify actually get a little bit more kind to the musicians that they're playing and give a bit more of their money to them. But no, I think the secret for anyone in the music business is, none of us on our own can actually influence anything. What we can do is try and spot the changes coming and stay abreast of it. The worst thing you can do is put your head in the sands. If that was the case, I'd still be making LPs, so.
What are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you have to go warm up. I know I don't want to keep you till right the very last moment, although I'd like to. What time you've got another 15 minutes before you start.
Yeah.
So you say when you have to go. But I need to get some euphonium-y stuff in here as well. Someone has written it, euphonium mute is totally cool. So that was a good one. What is your pride of joy of all the stuff you've designed brought into the? Is it the instruments that you've designed? What would you say is your legacy?
I don't know really. I mean, no one thing. I mean, I've helped Besson with the design and the testing, certainly, of these Besson Prestige euphoniums, which I adore. I've worked with the Dennis Wick Company on some mouthpieces, and today is one of the first concerts with a new prototype Ultra X mouthpiece, which is released officially next month. That will hopefully...
To me, it looks like a bucket. It's so big.
Well, it's not, Sarah. It's a euphonium. Maybe the bucket's getting bigger. It's bigger than my head.
Tell us again what it's called.
It's a Dennis Wick Ultra 3X. And that's it. It's got a hole in the middle, thank God. And
you've cleaned it?
Actually, no, this one is brass. I really should clean it better. I've got a gold-plated one, but for some sentimental reason, I played on this since the beginning of July. And it just lives on my face. So, but the mute, actually, one of the things I was happiest with, if you look at these springs, you probably can't even see them going down. I designed some valve springs that makes the valves really silent and really fast and not bouncy. You can't see them, and they're only really small and quite insignificant, but to me they make a huge difference because I can play very precisely and very quick, and the valves take care of themselves. No, I mean, I think if you're a musician and you get the chance to develop stuff, it's a real privilege to do it. It's not half as much fun as playing. Playing is the ultimate pleasure because, that's how we communicate with people. It's how I communicate with people around the world. The equipment thing is very secondary, but yeah, it doesn't really answer your question. But no, I don't we'll just keep working and trying to make things better.
Yeah, but I think that you're a total package. You are like, you don't just offer your musicality and your playing. No, you are. He's a pretty great package, this guy, really. No, you offer the euphonium world. I mean, it's amazing what you do. It really is. I mean, you're there, you're online, you're available. People have the feeling they can talk to you, like me, even at this time of the morning. And then you go out and you do the most amazing concerts. I mean, I have total, utter respect for what you do. And I just, we need to keep this hangout thing going on in our brass world. It's really, I mean, Tim is really helping us to turn it global. And,
he's done an amazing job. I mean, last night I watched the James Morrison concert from my apartment. I needed an evening in just to catch up things before the final day, and the quality of what they did last night was just sensational. So something close to that this afternoon. I'll be very happy.
The quality of this afternoon is going to be great. So I think I better let you go because you've got 10 minutes to warm up.
9.
9, okay, 9 minutes to go. Thank you.
And I'm on the second floor, so that's 7.
Okay, we'll walk very slowly. We don't want you getting out of breath.
I put the music on. I put the music on stage already, so that's something less to think about.
Well, thank you so much, and I think we should continue this conversation at some point. And have a wonderful recital. We're going to now have our breakfast here in Berlin.
Great.
And watch you live on brassband.com. And have a great flight. Let us know if if you get upgraded.
I think it's unlikely, but I will for sure tell you. Thank you.
And please get something done for horn and euphonium because I want to play with you.
Yes, exactly. It's on my list, Sarah. Honestly.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Love, Steve.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned and watch his recital on brassband.com.
I hope you all enjoy it.
Thank you. We will. Bye, Steve.
Bye.